I'm Jonathan Adair from ECR. I'm here at Mad Elevator to show you how to install an ECR B-Look cab. B-Look panels are our most traditional product because they come with Z-clips on the back. But you can bet the ECR engineering team has a few tricks up its sleeve to ensure that your installation is fast and easy. These are the crates that we would send your cab in. They're made of 5/8 plywood so that they're very tough. Each crate has an image on the front which shows the contents of the crate and a packing list which itemizes each piece. There's a universal baffle strip that is screwed to the top of one crate. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And there's a Robertson bit that comes with the one crate that you can use to open up your crates in case you don't have one in your kit. I say we open them up and have a look. All of our systems come with this consumable kit, which is going to make your life a little bit easier because these are things you might not have in your toolkit. It will arrive in a plastic bag, so it's all together in one piece. It's going to have some stainless steel cleaner for doing your cleanup at the end, some masking tape that you need in order to put your templates on the wall, double back tape for putting your flat stock stainless steel on the wall, some number 8 screws, a 1/8 drill bit, number 2 Robertson bit that I showed you before, and of course some rags that you can use for your cleanup. Now let's put this cab together. The first thing we have to do is wipe down the walls so that it's a nice clean surface. Now we're going to spray paint the upper corners of the shell. This is to make sure that the area disappears from view after you've installed your reveals and your top cap. Now we're going to install the reveals. The one we'll start with will be the ones in the front corner. Now, you don't have to worry about marks on the floor for the front corner reveal because the point of reference is actually the front wall. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way toward the top, but make sure it's square when you do that because if it's on an angle, by the time you get to the top, you'll see quite a difference. Now we're going to install the corner reveals. You'll notice that there's tape on only one side, not both. That's because when we put it into position, we set it against the wall and we slide it into the tape. Now we're going to pull the plastic off the reveals. It's important that you don't touch it with your bare hands because it'll make a mark and that will make cleanup harder later. This is a universal baffle strip and it's used to block the back half of ventilation slots that you see at the bottom of shells. Of course, we have to have a baffle strip because you're not allowed to have an object pass through the kickplate into the shaft wall. The reason we call it universal is we can take all of these holes and we can bend it into the shape that we want in order to fill in the slot because we don't know ahead of time what size that slot is going to be. This is ECR's hollow vented removable kickplate. As you can see, it's hollow in the back and the kickplate is attached to the shell wall through these holes from the front. That way, these kickplates can be removed from the wall anytime you want to work on the floor without taking off the panels. So we are pulling back the plastic a little bit on the kickplate, but we won't do it too much. Just makes it easier for when we want to remove the plastic at the end of the installation. However, on the sides here and the bottom, we're going to remove it all together because it will have panels or floor attached to that afterwards. Now we can install the kickplates. Now that we've installed the kickplates, it's time to install the Z-clips on the wall that hold the panels in place. In order to do that, we're going to need to use the ECR template. The ECR template has a few features that you might be interested in. One, it has a notch that fits into a slot on the kickplate, and that's what gives you your alignment. Two, it has these cutouts. You use the cutouts to line up the Z-clip onto the wall. Three, it has a cutout at the top. This is what we use to manufacture the panels so that everything lines up when you do your install. And finally, we have these holes. The purpose of the holes is just to give you something to hold the template in place while you're squaring it up, and it just makes it a little bit more convenient for you. Now we're ready to put this template on the wall. I'm going to take this tab that's at the bottom of the template and insert it into the slot that's on the kickplate. Now I'm just going to drill a hole through the hole that I showed you, and that's to hold the template in place temporarily while we square it up. Now we're going to use this framing square to make sure that the template is square relative to the kick plate. Now we're going to install the second template, and we have to square it up on the wall like we did the first. One of the things you want to know is that when you're squaring against these templates, you don't want to have the square fall into the gap along the back of the kick plate. You want to have it out on a slight angle like this so that you're sure that it's sitting flat on the kick plate. So the last point is you want to make sure that you're putting your square against the cut edge of the template instead of the bent side, because the bent side has a radius and may not be square. You want to make sure when you install the Z-clip that the bottom of the Z-clip sits nice and flat on the template. As well, the Z-clip's a little bit narrower than the gap between the two templates, so you want to just approximately center it. Now we can put it in place. Now I'm going to take the templates off because the Z-clips are installed. It's as simple as removing the screw and sliding the template out of the way. Now that we've installed all the Z-clips, it's time to put the panels in place. But first, we're going to put a little bit of silicone in each Z-clip so that it will set after the panel is aligned. This is the handrail panel. It has flanges on the top and the bottom, and the bottom flange just inserts behind the panels that are already installed. We secure the handrail panel at the top, and then we can put the upper panels over top of it. First, we have to remove the plastic that's on the top and the bottom and on the ends, because they won't be accessible after everything's installed. Now, we just have to secure it in through these holes. Now let's install the panels above the handrail. So now we're going to hang the panel by placing it on the handrail panel, sliding it past the Z-clips and dropping it into place. Now let's install the top cap. The top cap has flanges which go behind the upper panels and a number of individual flanges that are used for hidden pad hooks. The hidden pad hooks we'll talk about in another video. Now let's install it. Now we're going to install the top caps on the sidewalls. Then we'll be ready for the handrails. This is the box the handrails come in. One box contains all 3 handrails for your cab and the consumable kits you need to install it. Let's open it up and have a look. So your handrails are going to come with 2 kits like this. Each kit is going to contain 5 lock washers, 5 flat washers, 5 quarter 20 bolts, 2 set screws in case you lose one, and togglers, which we'll explain a little bit more later. The handrails are installed from inside the car because they're installed with the split standoff. The split standoff is connected with this set screw and this butterfly. We attach this side of the standoff to the wall using a toggler. The toggler has to be put through a 1/2 inch hole in the shell wall. To do this, we slide the toggler in through the hole, then we rotate it sideways like this, and we slide up the retention ring like that until it is against the shell wall. Once that's the case and it's snug, You snap off each side of the nylon toggler, and then you have a piece that is ready to be holding the 1/4-20 bolt into the shell wall. We combine the 1/4-20 bolt with a lock washer and then a flat washer. Then we would put it into the standoff. By doing this, we'll have connected the standoff to the shell wall with the toggler. So then the handrail is inserted into the standoff like this. You tighten the set screw, and the handrail will be attached to the wall. Now we're going to drill the holes for the handrail. We're going to do this in 3 steps. First a 1/4 inch, then 3/8, and then 1/2 inch. This is so that you don't have too much torque when you're drilling with your 1/2 inch bit and hurt yourself. Now we're going to install the togglers. First we straighten it out and then put it through the hole. Now we have to peel off the plastics so that we can install the handrail standoffs and ultimately the handrails. Now we're going to install the standoffs on the wall. We're going to put the set screw so it faces down because it's not aesthetically pleasing to look at, and we'll install them with our 1/4-20 bolts. Now we're going to put the handrails in place. We might have to tap the standoffs a bit with a rubber hammer so it all fits. Now we're going to tighten up the standoffs and the handrail installation will be done. This brings us to the end of our B-Look installation video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.